My name's Peter Jenner. I'm a 55-year-old male. I've lived in Worcester for 24 years. I'm a Christian, and I've been involved in working on the streets with other Christians from Worcester and the Midlands for the past 20 years. And I know what it's like to be homeless, be on the streets, and I see people and I feel empathy. I can associate with some guys, a lot of guys are coming from.
Yeah, where you're from, your name?
Yeah, Simon. I'm from Evesham originally. Born and bred, I should say, not bought. Had problems with her own, she come from Polish descendancy. My gran was in Treblinka, Auschwitz, so her head was screwed up, and she took a lot of that out on me. I wasn't wanted by my father's side of the family. My mum weren't allowed to have custody of me or my brother, so there's a custody battle. My mum knew what a crap life I'd have had, so she tried to kill herself and me when I was about 18 months old. I was always reminded of how I wasn't wanted, but the courts wouldn't let me and my brother be split up. So I had to be there, and it was just me brother all the time, like, you know what I mean? My birthday, my brother got a birthday present, Christmas, I might get, something for a couple of quid, and my brother would get a computer or something stupid like that, or a bike, you know what I mean? I didn't even get hand-me-downs, like, you know what I mean? But, people have got worse stories than mine, so I can't really think about it. At least I weren't sexually abused or anything. I'm mentally abused, physically abused. I had some horrible things done to me when I was a kid, but it makes you a stronger man. I think after stuff that I went through when I was a kid, made me strong enough to survive now. You know what I mean? I don't blame anyone for it, in my family or anything. But it's on the other hand, it wouldn't have hurt any of them to try and help me. You know what I mean? But like I said, it's just my brother. I couldn't care less about me. Such is life. Just got to smile and get on with it. Basically, I was just in my sleeping bag, trying to crash out one night. Some blokes walked past, they had some Zippo lighter fluid. He squirted it on my sleeping bag and all that, and chucked a match on me. And you know what I mean? It's like I said, we're treated like rats. Simple as. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of people say we're treated like dogs. No, we're not. Somebody will feed a dog, if it's tied against a lamppost all day, they'll go take it home, feed it, take it to the vet, make sure it's alright. I still just walk past. Watching a lot of my friends die on the streets, freezing to death, you know what I mean, starving to death. You know what I mean? That's what a lot of people don't realise, how many of us have actually died on the streets because people don't care, the system don't care, you know what I mean? It's a few years ago, I think it was 2007, 2008, when we had the -18 weather and the snow and everything, he froze to death. Not an inkling of it in the papers or on the news, and he was a well-known character, you know what I mean? And there was Mick the Hat, who froze to death outside Manx Day Centre. Not a word of that in the press or nothing like that. You know what I mean? Cried for help. And all they do. It's a medication. You're not on benefits. You've got to pay £8 for your prescription. A couple of years ago, one of them jumped off the multi-storey car park down there. You know what I mean? Last year, off the river, off the bridge into the river, like, you know what I mean? And but you just don't hear about it, like, you know what I mean? It's just kept hush-hush. Even when my life was together, I could never walk past a homeless person and see him go without, like, you know what I mean? If I had a tenner in my pocket, you know, I'd give him some to eat, give him some money, whatever, you know. If there was a junkie and that's what he was going to spend it on, well, so be it. I'd rather give him that than go shoplifting, do you know what I mean? Or do a burglary or a handbag snatch or whatever, you know what I mean? That's why I don't understand why people, like, got a problem with helping other people, even if it is for drinking drugs. What does it matter? What would they rather do? Give you money out of their own will, or you go and burgle them, or steal their car, or something like that? Yeah. Nobody wants that, do they? I'm not saying give me money, or I'll go burgle you. Do you know what I mean? But you know, we've all got to survive. We're all on this planet together. We should all help each other, and there wouldn't be this problem. When you're on the streets, 9 times out of 10 you end up with criminal conviction of some sort. So that's another thing you've got to put an application form. So when you put on your application form, address, NFA, where have you worked in the last 12 months? I haven't worked for 17 years. What have you been doing in those 17 years? Sat outside TK Maxx begging. Any criminal convictions, yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, you got no chance, have you? Do you know what I mean? And then the next person's application form, I've been working at McDonald's for 12 months. Yeah, I live with my parents, or I've got my own flat with my wife and kid, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Who's going to get the job? You know what I mean? I certainly had nobody is going to give you a chance. And you know, people say, oh, well, why don't you go doing the picking on the farms and all that? Because all the Eastern Europeans are doing it.
I find it hard, it hurts me to say it, so that's why I'm struggling a bit. Simon told us, he says, I've been diagnosed with motor neurone disease. And he says, yeah, the doctors said it's not advanced yet. And we all believed him. It was Christmas time, around that time of year. BBC Hereford and Worcester, the radio station, were doing a feature on Christmas and the homeless in Worcester. And they came round with us, the group, the Christians, and they interviewed Simon. And I heard the interview on BBC, on Hereford and Worcester, of Simon. And Simon said, I'm a Christian, you know, and, you know, told his story. Okay, what happened is, some time after that, Simon went to prison. He did about 18 months in prison, or he got 18 months and did 12 months for heroin dealing. He never had motor neurone disease. You deteriorate. It's really serious. And, you know, he's right as rain 4 years later after telling us that. He's running around with his rucksacks and everything, you know. So, yeah, that's just all I wanted to say, really, that there's two sides to every story. And, you know, Simon, I do feel for him. I've spoken to him. But is, he don't want to stop what he's doing. That's what he's told me, you know. He doesn't want to get off the streets. He could have gone into Christian rehab. They house you, you know. So, yes, there is a major problem in this country and in this city where we are with there's a huge issue over homelessness, you know, a lack of affordable housing to buy and rent. And, of course, there's so many people crammed onto this little island called Great Britain now, you know, and yeah, it's a major concern. But I was told, basically, by him, I'm dying and I'm going to die. 4 years later, he's right as rain.